Hi all, welcome to AmritaIASAcademy. We are back with our program Learn CSAT through PYQs with our last topic, that is English Comprehension. So far we have done topics from the aptitude section starting from number system till data interpretation. We have covered many number of questions that UPSC has asked in UPSC CSAT paper from the year 2014 to 2021. And I would like to thank all the students who have followed us and appreciated our works. So it's a high time to discuss about the way and approach to deal with questions from English comprehension. Oftentimes people are in a dilemma, students are in a dilemma that whether they have to focus only on aptitude part or they have to focus only on English comprehension. But I would like to suggest all the aspirants that an ideal aspirant should focus equally on aptitudinal part and English comprehension. Why? Because there can be a chance that the questions from English UPSC's aptitudinal part may be a bit tough, and the questions from English comprehension is a bit easy. So we have to catch equal number of questions from the aptitudinal part and the English comprehension so that the risk factor is reduced, and one has to attend 40 to 50 number of questions from UPSC CSAT paper, and that should be equally from aptitudinal part and English comprehension. So, but there is another concern as far as the UPSC English comprehension is concerned. There may be students often take a little more time to read a passage and to answer the questions followed the passage. For the last 2 years, there is a trend that UPSC is asking only single question based on a paragraph. Before that, UPSC were asking 2 or 3 questions based on a single paragraph. So attempting a single question based on a paragraph is a little bit time taking. So what have to be done? We have to find a shortcut or easy method to solve the questions from English comprehension. Our agenda of today is to communicate or teach the way or approach to solve questions from English comprehension within short time. Before moving to our program, I would like to welcome all the students once again to our program Learn CSAT through PYQs. So in this session, we are going to discuss how to attempt questions from English comprehension without reading the passage. So we have to check how to we have to practice how to solve questions from English passage, English comprehension without reading the passage. So it saves our time while writing the exam. Okay. So before moving to the main agenda, let me give you a brief introduction regarding the syllabus. The syllabus deals with what comprehension passage, English comprehension passage that often appears in our daily newspapers like the Hindu, Indian Express, etc. So they will take a passage from our regular newspapers, and based on the passage they may ask 1 or 2 questions. For the last 2 years they have been asking only a single question based on a paragraph or passage. And what type of questions they are asking is the one type of questions are based on our assumptions question. That is, a paragraph will be given, and based on the paragraph we have to find the assumptions of the idea mentioned in the paragraph. Okay, the other is the inference, crux or logical conclusion of a paragraph. What logical conclusion that one aspirant can get from a paragraph? What is the crux of the paragraph? Or what is the inference that one gets from the particular paragraph? Okay, that's the second kind of question. The first one is assumption. What assumptions you can take based on the paragraph? A passage will be given. What are the assumptions that are mentioned in the paragraph? And the second time, what is the inference in this paragraph? That's the 2 different things. Clear? Okay. Now the question arises how to solve these questions. How to solve the questions based on the paragraph. The first idea is read option statements, then arrive at probable solution. You won't get the idea if I just saying read options or statement, arrive at probable solution. You will get the idea when I am solving certain previous year questions that you have asked in last year 2021 UPSC CSAT paper. Okay, now just understand, without reading the paragraph you have to first check the options first. Clear? While reading the options, you can eliminate one or two options by some logical guessing. You have adequate content of UPS GS papers, and we have some logical thinking skills. Based on our GS knowledge and our logical thinking ability, we can eliminate one or two options at the first instance. Then we will be able to reach at the correct answer without reading the paragraph. Okay, so the first one is read options or statements, then arrive at probable solution. Then, if you have any doubt regarding two options, you are stuck with the option B or C. You haven't read the paragraph till now. If you have confusion regarding two options, then that confusion can be solved by reading the paragraph. So if you have any conclusion while reading the options, you can reach the right answer by reading the paragraph. Clear? Okay. Also, I have already said, use your GS knowledge here in order to eliminate certain options or to select certain options. Okay. Anyway, you will get a brief idea when I solve certain previous year questions. Clear? Okay, we are straight away moving to some previous year question. This was a question asked in last year 2021 CSAT paper. We can straight away move to the options first without reading the paragraph. What is the question here? On the basis of the passage given above, the following assumptions have been made. Okay. First one, BPA. What is BPA? BPA is bisphenol A. Bisphenol A, and it's a pollutant, as the passage clearly says, it's a pollutant, whatever it is. So it's a pollutant, bisphenol A. The first option, bisphenol A may alter embryonic development in vivo. We are reading the options or statements. The first one, BPA may alter embryonic development in vivo. May alter. So it's not a definite statement. BPA may alter. That can be correct before they are not definitely saying that BPA always alter embryonic development in vivo. They are not saying like that. They just say BPA may. So it's a pollutant. Use your common sense. It's a bisphenol A is a pollutant. It can alter embryonic development in vivo. It's a possibility. Okay, so I am taking it can be a correct one. Second one. Biochemical and cell-based assays are useful in finding out treatments for pollution-induced diseases. For finding out treatments for pollution-induced diseases. Okay. I cannot say whether it is right or wrong. I am taking this statement as a reserve. I am moving to the third one. Embryonic stem cells could serve as a model to evaluate the physiological effects of environmental pollutants. Embryonic stem cells could serve us. It's also not a definite statement. So, embryonic stem cells could serve as a model to evaluate the physiological effects of environmental pollutants. I'm taking this statement as correct also. Why? Because it's not a extreme statement. It's not a absolute or definite statement. It's a possibility. There is a possibility. I can infer that it can be a possible statement, or it is a possible. So the first and third statement can be correct. Now I am stuck with the second one. If the first and third is correct, then option A can be eliminated. Option B can be eliminated. Now I am reminded with the option C and D. Now it's a 50-50 chance. You should not leave the questions now. You have to attempt this question because there is a 50-50 chance to get the right answer. Okay? Okay. Now we have to check whether second statement is correct or not. See, biochemical and cell-based assays are useful in finding out treatments for pollution-induced diseases. Okay. I do not get anything from that statement. I do not know whether it is correct or not. If there is a confusion regarding a statement is correct or not, I have to read the passage. Clear? I am reading the passage. Researchers were able to use stem cells to gauge the neurotoxic effect of environmental pollutant bisphenol A. Okay, they used a combination of biochemical and cell-based assays to examine the gene expression profile during the differentiation of mouse embryonic stem cells upon treatment with BPA, a compound known to cause heart diseases, diabetes, and developmental abnormalities in humans. They were able to detect and measure BPA toxicity towards the proper specification of primary germ layers such as endoderm and ectoderm and the establishment of neural progenitor cells. See, the statement says biochemical and cell-based assays. Concentrate more on here because, why? Because we have to check only the second statement. Focus on here. They used a combination of biochemical and cell-based assays to examine the gene expression profile during the differentiation of mouse embryonic stem cells upon treatment with BPA. So this is specifically deals with a compound or a pollutant that is bisphenol A. But the statement says biochemical and cell-based assays are useful in finding out treatments for pollution-induced diseases. We cannot absolutely say that it is useful for treating pollution-induced disease because the passage is specifically deals with the bisphenol A particular pollutant. So I cannot say that second statement is a correct one. So I am taking this as a wrong one or incorrect one. Now the answer is easy. 1 and 3 is correct. Second statement is wrong. So the answer for this question will be option C, 1 and 3 only. Are you got it? Yes. So this is a easy way of solving questions. Why it is an easy way of solving question? We have to check only this particular information is correct or not. And for that we are focusing only that area. We are leaving the remaining portions. That saves our time a lot. Okay. Moving to next question. The next passage. Leaving the passage alone. Focusing only on the question. Which among the following is the most logical and a rational inference that can be made from the passage given above? Okay, before moving to this question, let me give you an idea that, see, UPSC is asking these questions to a future bureaucrats or future bureaucrats in making. UPSC won't ask a question which is negative in nature or negative in manner. UPSC, we can expect that, or we can assume that a premier institution like UPSC will only give positive thoughts or positive ideas to the students. They won't give a negative idea or negative expression regarding our polity, our institutions, or our system. If they are saying anything negative, that should be substantially validated by adequate data. For example, there is a prevalence of female inequality in society. Even though that's a negative statement, it's a it's correct, or it is accepted correct statement. Why? Because there is substantial data supporting that argument. The female-male inequality is this much, there is global inequality report, etc. But they are saying that our polity is completely wrong, our polity is completely corrupted, our institutions are completely corrupted. If they are saying such negative statement, we can assume that that should be incorrect statement, because institution like UPSC won't say such statements, such extreme negative statement. So think this idea in your mind. Using this idea, we can solve 1 or 2 questions. Such a question is this. Okay. Anyway, the question is, what is a logical and a rational inference that can be made from the passage given above? The first one. Seditions, wars, and breach of the laws are inevitable in every dominion. Are inevitable in every dominion. That is, seditions, wars, and breach of laws will happen in every dominion. Is it a negative statement? Is it substantial? Can substantially validated? No. So that's an extreme statement. That's an extreme statement, or that is a negative statement also. So that cannot be a correct one. I am taking this as incorrect. Second one. it is not the people but the sovereign who is responsible for all the problems of any dominion. That is, it is not the people but the sovereign government is responsible for all the problems in any dominion. See, a bureaucrat is going to be a part of the sovereign authority, and the statement says the sovereign authority is responsible for all the problems. So it will give a bad impression. If this is correct, it will give a bad impression to the aspirant. So we can assume that it is an absolute incorrect statement. It's an extreme statement. It's also a negative statement. So I am taking this statement as incorrect. The third one, that dominion is the best which pursues the aim of unity and has laws for good citizenship. So it's a general statement, and it aligned in some positive domain, which is that dominion is the best which pursues the aim of unity and has laws for good citizenship. It's a positive looking statement. So I am not treating it as incorrect statement. Let me go for the last one. It is impossible for men to establish a good dominion. It's also a negative statement. They are saying it's impossible. Even if you become a bureaucrat, you can't able to create a good dominion, because it is impossible for men to establish a good dominion. So that's not the case. That's not a fact. It's an absolutely extreme statement and negative statement that cannot be correct in any aspect. So UPSC won't prefer, or UPSC won't try to give such negative idea. So it's an incorrect statement. So based on this fourth statement, I can clearly say that the third statement or third option is the only correct option that can be asked based on any passage. See, all the A, B, D options cannot come in a passage, a positive passage. These can be it can be correct in some way or other, but we cannot expect that such statement or such inference can be come in a passage that UPSC is asking. Okay, so the answer for this question will be option C. To substantiate my argument, I am going to read the passage. See, while writing the exam, you did not read the passage if you get the right answer without any confusion. But why I am reading this passage? To substantiate my idea of solving or the way of solving this question. Okay, let me read the passage. It is certain that seditions, wars and contempt or breach of the laws are not so much to be imputed to the weakness of the subjects as to the bad state of dominion. For men are not born fit for citizenship but must be made so. Besides, men's natural passions are everywhere the same, and if wickedness more prevails and more offences are committed in one commonwealth than in another, it is certain that the former has neither enough pursued the end of unity nor framed his laws with a sufficient forethought, and that therefore it has failed in making quite good its right as a commonwealth. So the last end of the passage is more in line with the third option. So I can say that the third option is correct, and we got the answer without reading the passage by eliminating the incorrect statement or the extreme statement. Clear? Okay, moving to next question. Okay, same idea, same logic. We are leaving the passage. Read the question. What is the most logical assumption that can be made from the passage given above? The first one, no man can live without adhering to some religion denomination. A man, the question says, a man must adhere to any religious denomination. We cannot say so. We cannot expect such an idea. So I am taking this as incorrect. Second one, it is a duty of everyone to propagate one's religious denomination, which says that there cannot be any atheist in our society. An atheist is the one who doesn't belong to or believe in any particular religion, so that he will not propagate his religious denomination or any religious denominations. Clear? So, but it is say that it is a duty of everyone to propagate one's religious denomination. So I cannot say it is correct one. Third one, religious denominations tend to ignore the unity of man. Religious denominations tend to ignore the unity of man. Okay, I'm moving to last one. Men do not understand their own religious denomination. Men do not understand their own religious denomination. See, I cannot validate this statement or cannot say this statement is a correct one. Comparing option C and D, I can say option C is more correct because religious denominations tend to ignore the unity of man. Religious denomination, there is a mutual rivalry between religious denominations, so it tend to ignore the unity of man. But last statement says it can be correct. Last statement says men do not understand their own religious denomination. But even if you have any doubt regarding option C and D, it's better to read the passage. The passage says, with respect to what are called denominations of religion, if everyone is left to be a judge of his own religion, there is no such thing as religion that is wrong. But if they are to be a judge of each other's religion, there is no such thing as a religion that is right. And therefore, all the world is right or all the world is wrong in the matter of religion. Okay, the beginning of the passage, it says that if everyone is left to be a judge of his own religion, there is no such thing as religion that is wrong. Okay, take this particular portion. If everyone is left to be a judge of his own religion, there is no such thing as religion that is wrong. The last option is men do not understand their own religious denomination. See, men actually, they are treating their own religion as correct and treating the religion of others as wrong. That is a basic idea of the passage. So, treating one's own religion as good and treating the religion of others as bad creates a gap or create a animosity between different religions. Okay, so I can say that option C is more correct because it says religious denomination tend to ignore the unity of man. But last is incorrect. Men do not understand their own religious denomination. No, he know their own religious denomination and treat that religious denomination as perfectly correct, and treating others religious denomination as wrong or bad. Okay, so I can take the fourth option as incorrect and taking C as correct. So answer for this question is option C. Next question. A long passage is given. The passage is regarding agroecology. Anyway, consider the following: 1 cover crops, 2 fertigation, 3 hydroponics, 4 mixed farming, 5 polyculture, 6 vertical farming. Which of the above practices can be compatible with the agroecology as implied by the passage? If you look at the options, at least 2 options are correct because option D is 4 and 6 and option C is 1, 2, 3, 6, option B is 2, 3, 4, 5, option A is 1, 4, 5. Which means not all the above mentioned practices are mentioned in the paragraph. Not all these practices are mentioned in the paragraph because there is no option that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. But at least 2 options are correct. Maximum 4 options can be correct. So 2, 3 or 4 options are only correct among all the 6 options. Okay. Now look at the practices. The first one is cover crops. Second one is fertigation. Third is hydroponics. 4 is mixed farming. 5 is polyculture, 6 is vertical farming. Okay. See, cover crops and mixed farming is somewhat related. And cover crops and fertigation or cover crops and hydroponics are not that much close related. Also, that the idea of hydroponics cannot be considered as completely agroecology because it's something more expensive process. It's a new invention. It's a new idea of growing plants in water. So I cannot say option 1 and 3 come together So that option 3 can be simply eliminated. So I am eliminating option B and C. Now I am left with option A and D. Option A is 1, 4, 5. Option D is 4 and 6. Now if I check option 6, it says vertical farming. Comparing the cover crops and vertical farming, I am taking this as a more agroecology concept that can be mentioned in a paragraph. So my intuition is that comparing 1 and 6, 1 can be mentioned in this paragraph if this paragraph deals with the agroecology. Then I can straight away move to the answer, that is A145. One more thing, these 1 and 4 are directly connected. This is cover crops and mixed farming is closely connected. This mixed farming is closely connected with what? The polyculture. So the most probable answer is 1, 4 and 5. Option A will be the answer. Now we have to check the paragraph or read the paragraph. At the heart of agroecology is the idea that agroecosystems should mimic the biodiversity levels and functioning of natural ecosystems. Such agricultural mimics, like their natural models, can be productive, pest resistant, nutrient conserving and resilient to shocks and stresses. In ecosystems, there is no waste. Nutrients are recycled indefinitely. Agroecology aims at closing nutrient loops, that is returning all nutrients that come out of the soil back to soil, such as through application of farmyard manure. Farmyard manure means what? Mixed farming. It is also harness natural process to control pests and build soil fertility, that through intercropping. Agroecological practices include integrating tree with the livestock and crops. So it is clear that what actually it deals with is idea of mixed farming, and it is nothing related to what? Fertigation, hydroponics or vertical farming, because it says what? Returning all nutrients that come out of the soil back to soil, such as through application of farmyard manure. Also, agroecological practices include integrating trees with the livestock and crops. So integrating trees with the crops means what? Mixed farming. Clear? Also livestock, it is also a part of mixed farming. So it comes along with what? Polyculture. So anyway, 1, 4, 5 will be the correct answer. The answer for this question is option A, 1, 4 and 5. Clear? Okay. We are moving to next question. Okay, next question. Which one of the following statements best reflects the critical message conveyed by the passage given above? The first one, India's energy decision making process is ever more complex and interconnected. Is ever more complex and interconnected. I don't feel any faults in that statement. So anyway, I am reading the next one. India's energy and climate policy is heavily tuned to sustainable development goals. Heavily tuned to sustainable development goals. It's an extreme one. It's heavily tuned to sustainable development goal. I don't feel it's a general statement. It can be an extreme. It's an extreme statement. Next one. India's energy and climate actions are not compatible with its broader socio-economic and environmental goals. Is not compatible with. UPSC may not choose such an idea, or the passage which UPSC has given to you will not convey such an idea. So third statement is incorrect. India's energy decision making process is straightforward, supply oriented and ignore the demand side. Can you think that the passage that are given to you will say that India's energy decision making ignore the demand side? Can it say so? No. India's energy decision making process is it's supply oriented and it will also demand oriented. Clear? Or it also consider the demand side also. So this statement is incorrect. So I can see that the first one is correct. So I am going with option A. However, let's check the statement whether it is correct or not by reading the passage. India faces a challenging immediate future in energy and climate policy making. The problems are multiple: sputtering fossil fuel production capabilities, limited access to electricity and modern cooking fuel for the poorest, rising fuel import in an unstable global energy context. Whatever it is they are saying, it is in line of the statement that India's energy decision making is ever more complex and interconnected. So there are multiple issues regarding the climate and energy policy, energy and climate policy making. So it's a challenging. Why it is challenging? There are multiple problems. So the decision making is ever more complex and interconnected is what actually the passage is conveying. And that idea has been obtained without reading the passage. So it's better to leave the passage if you can reach at the correct option by eliminating the other three options. Or if you are stuck with any two options, it's better to read the passage in order to resolve the dilemma. Clear? So in such a way, you will be able to solve questions from English comprehension without taking much time. I have solved 6 questions from past year paper. There are around 23 or 24 questions are left, and I request all the students to please practice all the questions asked in 2021 or 2020 without reading the passage. I can guarantee you that your strike rate will be above 90%. You will solve above 90% questions as correct without reading the passage. The 10% wrong questions can be solved if you read the passage whenever you feel a doubt regarding 2 or 3 options. So, majority of questions can be solved without reading the passage, and some questions can be solved only by reading the passage. Clear? So, in such a way, you will be able to manage your time and allot them additional time, though the saved time, to solve questions from aptitude, because it takes a little more time to solve questions from the aptitude section. So that is a smart work of applying, smart work of solving UPSC CSAT paper. Clear? So we have done 6 questions. So now the time is to convey what you have to do as far as the UPSC CSAT comprehension is concerned. The first thing is skim reading. You need not read the entire passage, or you need not understand the entire idea. If you have a confusion regarding 2 statements or 2 ideas, you have to focus only that idea in the passage and focus only on that section, leaving the other sections behind. So such as skim reading or quick reading or selective reading is what actually UPSC is demanding. So you have to practice a skim reading, identify the themes and skip the elaborations. Only focus on the important idea. In case in question agroecology, we only focused on the important terms that are mentioned in the paragraph, or important idea that are mentioned in the paragraph, like what intercropping, mixed farming, etc. We didn't focus the entire idea or the elaborations of that terms. Clear? Okay. So focus only on the themes. And speed reading. If you have to save your time, you have to speed faster. You have to read faster. Clear? Only focusing on the area and read that area faster. To practice these ideas, it's better to follow the news article that comes in Indian Express or Hindu, so that you will be able to get an idea, or you will be able to read the paragraph faster, getting ideas faster and applying your common sense. What an article can be expressed, or what an article will be trying to convey. So such idea can be obtained while reading by reading the English news articles. So in such a way, you can modify your preparation strategy of the English comprehension. In the coming year, it's a chance that around 30 questions can be asked from English comprehension. if UPSC follows the same trend, single question will be asked based on a paragraph. If you want to attempt a 40 to 45 to 50 questions, you have to balance questions from English comprehension as well as aptitude section. If you have to attempt questions or solve questions from English comprehension within short time, you have to practice or follow this technique. So I request all the students to do practice all the English questions from the year 2021 and 2020 without reading the passage. Okay, so that's end of our program, Learn CSAT through PYQs. Once again, I would like to thank all the students who have followed us. Do practice. We can clear the next year UPSC preliminary examination by scoring good marks in GS paper and qualifying the UPSC CSAT paper. And thanks for following Amrita IAS Academy. Do appreciate our works. We will be back with another program. Till then, have a nice day. Have a nice future. Thank you.
Amrita IAS Academy.